Greetings, my friends. Sorry, I'm like 30 seconds late. Hope you're all doing well. Sorry, I gotta get the camera right angle. There we go. How's that? Is that better? Trying out some new stuff with cameras. There we go. Hello. Hello, hello. Can you all hear me? Feels off for some reason. Chris Studebaker. What is your source? Does it have a digital output? Oh, hey. Went to Best Buy yesterday and say crazy $600 off deals. Everything sold out, of course. Whoa. What were you looking for? What were you shopping for? Duran Arts. Hello, Math Tricks Music Licks. How are you? I have to text my wife, let her know I'm going to be on a live stream. There we go. I'm going to be on a live stream till 2:30. Love you. There we go. Oh, look at this. Ed Homewood. 11:52. Good afternoon, my friend. I have a Big Mac on me. You know what, Ed? I'm probably going to. I've been doing this intermittent fasting stuff, so I don't eat till like 6 or 7 or so. It's worked. I've dropped some weight, and it's kind of easy to do. Anyway, like when you've done it for a few days, then you start to get hungry earlier. And I'm like, my stomach was growling, and I rolled by. So I had the windows open on my car. I just got back. And like I had the windows open, and I drive by this McDonald's, and like the McDonald's like smells just coming in, and I'm like, oh, really want some McDonald's right now. So Ed, I may take you up on that. And actually, I think if you texted me, I'm going to share out that link right now. Ed's a longtime patron of mine. He's got a great channel, and he's doing some really cool videos. He's got some very unique experience in the industry, which makes his videos also very unique. Hold on, I got to find out where you're at on the list. All right. 3 down. All right. Bear with me. I'm sorry. Oh, here we go. Getting closer. There we go. All right. Going to copy that. Copy link. Come back here. And we're finally back. Paste. All right. So Ed just put out a video. I'm going to star this right here. It's in the comments. Go check it out. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. Great channel. He's got a ton of experience in the industry. And he's a super likable guy. Anyway, there you go. Already subbed. Look at that. Wirehead. Greetings from Canada. Dragnet sound. Greetings to you. Ooh, look at that green turntable. Is that a U-turn with a green record? Beautiful. Beautiful. Plastic food. It is plastic food, and it's delicious. I like plastic food. I'm a big fan of fast food in general. Greetings from the UK. Just finished painting the garden fence. So time to chill out. Very nice. I've got to paint my garden fence. You know, I have my neighbors across the street are from the UK. And it took me a while to figure out when they said garden, they meant like their backyard. Because they were saying something about the garden. I'm like, I didn't know you guys had a garden. And they're like, yeah. And they pointed. I'm like, oh, your yard. A little bit of lost in English translation. Hey, Randy, would you buy SMSL AL200 or upgrade A07 op amps? Personally, AL200 is really good. I mean, it sounds really great. If you already have the A07, I would just upgrade the op amps and have fun, because I mean, going from an A07 to an AL200, there's going to be some improvements, but you might just kind of want to have fun with the A07 if you already own it, and then later maybe buy something Class AB. Something good like Yamaha AS301. You can look at the Cambridge Audio AXA 35. Because at that point, it's going to be a little bit more expensive, but I think you're going to get a better sonic improvement. I changed out this tripod, and now like all my angles are different. Very strange. A lot to get used to. Yeah. Laugh out loud. Yeah. A yard is where you keep junk. Well, that kind of applies here too. Did I miss super chats? Nope. Ed was the only super chat. You're awesome. By the way, my birthday is in 2 days. I should have done a live stream on my birthday. Yeah. 48. 48 years old, my friends. 2 days. I think. I'm getting to that age when you kind of forget how old you are. And then you're like, am I 48 this year? Or am I 47? I know I'm not 49. So anyway, that's where we're at. Wirehead, thanks for subbing. All right. Simon Hackshaw, my friend, another longtime patron. Would you recommend upgrading op amps in the Fozzy V3? I have never messed with that, Simon. I listened to the V3, and then the ZA3 was coming out so quickly. So all my time has really been spent on the ZA3. And I will say, I think the ZA3 is fuller on the bottom end than the V3. However, I mean, I think you're going to be able to significantly improve the sound with something like the Sparkos. I don't know exactly what model the Sparkos it is, but whatever ones I got, I think I did a video on it. I'm almost positive I did a video on it where I reviewed the ZA3 and I showed which op amps is. Anyway, like there's not so much a sonic improvement as there's like spatial improvements and largeness improvements. So yeah, that's right. 64 still love music better than crap on TV. I agree with you there. It's like we have more stuff to watch at all time, but it's not very good. Amazon has the Sonys for $129 with 100 feet of wire right now. Yeah, I put that link in the description. I think I linked the one to Amazon Direct, so it might not be the one with 100 feet of wire, but that I linked that in the description. Should be in the description. JR CA $13.99. Thank you. If you get time, could you look up SKAA technology that Sherwin Vega uses in their headphones and studio monitors? It's in regards to your video that dropped yesterday. Thanks. Yeah, SKAA technology. Let me jot that down. SKAA technology. All right, SKAA technology. Yeah, for sure. I'll look it up. Is it some magic DSP? But yeah, for sure. I'll look it up. And thank you, JR, so much for the $13.99 Canadian, which is 3 cents in US dollars. I'm just kidding. I feel bad for the Canadians. I watch a lot of camera videos, and they're talking about prices, and they're like, okay, it's this much in euros, this much in dollars, and then a lot of the camera guys are from Canada, and they're like, and it's something like 3 times as much Canadian. It's not 3 times as much, but it's more. Like, I feel bad. Anyway, Simon Hackshaw, $10. Thank you. Early happy birthday, my friend. I wish you a wonderful day and many more. Thank you for your advice. I believe it is the same as the ZA3 op amp. All the best, sir. Thank you, Simon. You're the best. You are the best. I'm a big believer. Like, I've drank the Kool-Aid when it comes to Sparkos op amps. I've listened to some Burson as well, and I actually think I have a whole drawer that literally is op amps. It's not a whole drawer. It's got optical cables and op amps. So the theme is OP. So anyway, I have these Bursons, and I've never even put them in. And the reason why I've never put them in is because they're too big for anything that I've had. And then I kind of forgot about them. What do I have in here? It's a kitty. Meow. All right. I think these are Texas Instruments. I think all of them are. Some of them are on like risers, and then the other ones are just bare. Those are TIs. Oh, here's that Sparko. Here's the model number. SS3602. I think there's one of them in there. Oh, I got some Bursons too. These Bursons, I think they're like the V3 something something. I didn't love these. They were a little bit way too warm for me. But the Sparkos are awesome. Very good. The inflation up here in Kazakhstan has been pretty brutal last few years. Ugh, I hate that. 30-cent difference. I was sorry. I was trying to make a joke, and it wasn't founded in truth. Joe Harrington. I currently have the IEMA D DAC A2 and Fozzy TB10D connected to TSI 100. Very good speaker, and PSW 10. You know what's funny is I actually know those are both Polk speakers. Kind of would like to buy something to combine DAC plus amp. Recommendations. Well, the SMSL AL200. It's getting warm in here. Would be good. I mean, if you're on a budget. If you have 350, then the Yamaha AS301. That is probably the most well, I think I don't know if that has a DAC in it. There's an Onkyo 2-channel and there's a Sony 2-channel. I think the Sony is like the STDHR 1 something, but it doesn't have a DAC in it. It has Bluetooth, doesn't have a DAC in it though. So even if you kind of go up to like a more traditional component, it's not going to have a DAC in it. The AL200, very good. That's the only thing that's jumping off the top of my head right now. And then I can wholeheartedly recommend the Yamaha AS301. I'm just kind of getting like reacquainted with that. I've had it here for a while, and I bought that. Like, I don't know anybody at Yamaha. Anyway, that thing continues to just be like super impressive. DH190. That's right. The DH190. The average audio, $10. Have you done a review on the Eversolo DMP A6? Yes. Just got mine hooked up and it's totally awesome. Yes. DMP A6 has made it probably into, and I just put it back on the shelf this morning because I was tripping over it. It's made it in like 3 or 4 videos. So yes, very good streamer. Based on Android, though, and that's not my jam. It's a little bit too complicated for me. I really like the Cambridge, the CXN 100. Let's see if we can see that. All right, let's move this a little bit. So this Cambridge Audio CXN 100, really like that. Not nearly as many bells and whistles as on the DMP A6. I think once you get the DMP A6 like set up, and if you just leave it and use it for Rune or use it for Tidal or whatever it is, it's fine. But like when I'm interacting with the DMP A6 versus the Cambridge Audio CXN 100 or the Wiim Pro Plus, Wiim Amp, it's just not as, to me, as fluid. And I feel like there's a disconnect between me and the music, where the Wiim and the Cambridge, I don't feel like there's as big of a disconnect. But that could be just me and my lack of technical acumen. I guess that'd be a very good way to say it. SMSL AO300, pretty sweet DAC and amp. Yep, I have that one. That's getting a little bit long in the tooth, though. I'd hope that they have something new. Yeah, all right. So we hit all those super chats. Looks like we're still connected. I never know. Sometimes it takes a while to get the comments to come in. Intermittent fasting works. I went from 212 to 161. My goodness, very good. All the best with your fasting. Take care, sir. I've gone from like 225 and I'm down at I got it all the way down to like 212, but then I ate a bunch of stuff. Anyway, like below 215. And that's a good weight for me. Like I'd ultimately like to be right around 200 because that's about what I was at when I did my triathlons. Felt really well, wasn't snoring, you know. So if I can get if I can shed another 15 pounds, I'll be in fighting weight. Fighting weight. It's actually what I weighed in high school. There we go. FYI, some of us in the CAM group have these. High value, in my opinion. Mica 14 gauge pure copper speaker wire. 12 feet, 2-pack, gold-plated banana plugs, soldered construction, slim design, turn 45 strands. I've heard, this is not the first time I've heard about these Mica speaker cables. Hey, let's check out Crutchfield. Share screen. Share screen. Window. Oh, yeah, we're going to have to do a Chrome tab. Cancel. Hold on. I have to do StreamYard through Chrome. It doesn't work on Safari. Let's go to Crutchfield. I think they're running some decent sales. Not now. Open that. All right, let's try this. Yeah, Crutchfield, really cool. Actually sponsored the channel. They paid me money. How crazy is that? That Crutchfield. Oh, let's get this one real quick. Fake KLG. $4.99. Thanks for the great content. Pleasure meeting you at Florida Audio Expo. Oh, is this my doppelganger? Next time, coffee. This dude looked legit just like me, except he was a little bit better looking and thinner. So he looked just like me in like one of those slimming hotel mirrors where you like look at you. I would look pretty good, and then it's just a fake. It's the bad mirror. Anyway, that was this guy in Florida. I forget your name. I'm sorry. We're friends on Instagram, or I follow you. Yep, that's me. Anyway, really cool guy. Was a little bit eerie though. Like it was like looking at a better version of myself. Anyway, let's present, share screen, tab, share. Boom. All right, now I can't see myself. Let's go back here. Hey, look at that. We got it going. I'm going to have to switch back and forth though. All right, so 50 years. I'm just going to have to trust that this is working. The trust tree. All right, $420 on speaker. Ooh, $200 on Yamaha stereo receivers. I doubt that. Oh, look at this. If you've got some budget though, $200 on that. Let's see. All right, N600A. I kind of want that. A lot. Anyway, let's see what they have going on for speakers. Looks like there's some. We got the RP600M. Oh, that's the first generation. $350 for a pair of these is actually really good. That's a pretty good deal, man. I would totally spend $350. Look at that, minus $420. Like, yeah, $769 was ever their actual list price. Anyway, $350 for a pair of RP600Ms, which I think are actually better than the second gen. Pretty awesome. $299. We got the Q150s down to $350, but I mean they used to be $300, so they would regularly go down to $300. So $600 is a retail. Don't anybody should never pay that. So we have the usual suspects. This right here, the R50, just ignore that. Go right up to here. Get those. Model 3s, never heard them. Oh, look at these. Oh, those are C91 2s. All right. Well, for $200 a pair, you can get these and use them as surrounds. Revel, haven't heard those. Evo 4.1s. This is very good. $699. Look at this. You can get some MoFi Source Point 8s. I think you get some stands in there. $2,800. Pretty good. Don't know Focal. Haven't heard those. Linton. They're on back order. $1,800. Very good. 4.2s. This is a good price. Kind of what this is what they used to be though. So it's kind of like just paying what they used to pay for on back order though. Elysian, haven't heard those. Anyway, not too bad. Let's see what else they have. Let's see if ELAC's running any speakers. Any sales. Nope. Now, don't ever spend $700 on the 2.0s. They'll go down to $430. These will go down to $199. And these will go down to $299. Maybe these will go down to $250. But anyway, it looks like ELAC is not running any sales. These will go down a little bit. I want to get some of these in. The Karinas. I think Simon Hackshaw, are you still in here? Didn't you have the Karinas or something like that? All right, let's see if I missed any super chats on that. No, I didn't. Amazing way to eat. Totally reversed my diabetes. Remember that? Who was that guy that said diabetes? Wilford Brimley. I got diabetes. The funny thing was, like, hold on. How old was Wilford Brimley in Cocoon? It's 49. What? Wilford Brimley was 49 years old in Cocoon. It's like a year older than me. Whoa. That's bananas. See, this is how my brain works. We go from diabetes, and then I think diabetes, and then I think Wilford Brimley, and then I'm like, I want to know how old he was in Cocoon. So that's how my brain works. Anyway, always looked twice as old as he was. Yeah. WB looked 85 his whole life. Truth. That's the truth. Trying to think. Ace of Spades. Has anyone tried the Hifi Hip DAC 3 yet? No. Hifi doesn't like me. They had so they have a new PR agency, and these PR agencies, like, some companies handle their own stuff. Like Emotiva handles their own stuff, and then there's a couple distributors that handle their own stuff. But some of the bigger brands like go through these agencies. And so anyway, Hifi just changed their agency, at least in the U.S. And I got an email because these agencies will handle multiple brands. And I got an email about asking me if I wanted to do a video on some Hifi stuff. And I'm like, nah. I'm like, I don't work with Hifi. I go, if you want to know more, I'll tell you more. And the lady was like, yes, I want to know more. And so I kind of told her the story. And she's like, oh, well, you're not the only one that has said this. So I'm like, okay, well, that makes me feel better at least, because it's not just me that they have no respect for. It's other creators as well. So anyway, no, I don't do Hifi anymore. They make good, decent, like, affordable stuff. They got a couple of like not linear power supplies, switching power supplies. They're pretty good. But like anything that is not their entry level, like, I would just completely write off. Their streamers are a joke, absolute terrible UI. And maybe they're built with great parts or whatever. Maybe they sound good, but unless you're using it as like a Rune endpoint or Tidal Connect, like, their streamers are worthless, overpriced hunks of, I can't say hunks of garbage, but the UI, like, if you actually want to interact with it, it's terrible. It's absolute garbage. But I think like the Zen and stuff like that's pretty good. 49 in Cocoon. I remember that movie growing up. Oh, it's amazing, isn't it? Skunky Mule. Hey, my favorite cheap watch and headphone dude. What's up? I need to make another video. I've been like going crazy with work for Cheap Audio Man, and I've neglected the Cheap Watch Man. I'm going to get through in the next 2 weeks, and then concentrating on all the stuff. Have you seen the reworked Emotiva stuff online? I think I'm going to get an opportunity to listen to it. Like when it's released. Before it's released, I don't know. Anyway, like as soon as it kind of goes live, I think I'm going to get a chance to, unless it's already gone live. I don't think they have them yet though. So I've seen pictures, and I actually got a chance to see some pictures a while back of these. So, yeah, I'm really excited. And I talked to Dan, the owner of Emotiva, and they did some stuff, cabinet bracing. I thought the like the B2 Plus, B1 Plus, I thought they were awesome to begin with. But I had one of my patrons who does a lot of DIY stuff, and he's making his own speakers now. Anyway, he was like, well, if they just had a brace here, this, that, or the other, they'd be a lot better. And like they reworked some of the enclosures and everything. Anyway, yeah. Oh, Simon, I was going to ask you about the Carinas. Did you own those, the ELAC Carinas? Because I know you were going between that one and like the SVS Ultra and maybe some other one. So I don't know if you like ever actually had them and listened to them. Which watch is on my wrist today. This is a Tudor Black Bay ceramic, which I wore this today because I was like, I think I'm going to sell it. And I wore it today to see like, do I want to sell it or do I want to keep it? And then I'm going to sell it. So yeah. Going to Can Jam, New York City. I am not, unfortunately. Yep, I own the Hifi Hip DAC 1 and then bought the Go Blue, which is awesome for IEMs. I was thinking about trying the Hip DAC 3. Shame they don't work well with YouTube reviewers. I think they work well with you if you say exactly what they want you to say. Anyway, like I said, I think they make good stuff. I just don't like the way they operate, and anything that is above their entry level tier, like above their Zen tier, I don't think is worth it. So, yeah. So I'm not going to Can Jam. How are you today? I'm doing well. The life and sad ending. Makes me sad to read that. Hey, I'm watching from Brazil. I like you very much. You channel. Thank you. I want to go to Brazil. I haven't been to Brazil. I would love to go to Brazil. Is there a big audio show in Colorado? No, they used to have, it was something, Rocky Mountain Audio Fest. And then, after the shutdowns and everything, it folded, which is sad. I had a no date sub, but sadly I had to sell it. Yeah, those are cool. I've got a Rolex, the Deep Sea James Cameron. I love that watch. It's big, chunky watch, but I got a lot of watches, and like I want to get a new camera, and so I'm going to sell some watches so I can buy my camera. Any thoughts on Genelec? No, I've heard him. I talk I can't say I talk a lot of it. They've come up like on my patron Zooms and stuff, which incidentally, if you want to become part of like the best hi-fi community out there, you can check out my Patreon. It's patreon.com/cheapaudioman. Facebook group, very active Facebook group, very active Discord group. And then a couple times, I don't know why this is happening, a couple times a month, we get on Zooms on Sunday night and we chat. And like, it's really cool for me to interact with everybody, but I think the coolest thing is the community that has built around this channel to where we've like united people across the world, and like they're good people, right? So I don't deal with any buffoonery. I've got Discord admins, I've got Facebook admins. So if there's any like silliness or negativity, like you can be like somewhat negative as long as you're like being, so there's no tomfoolery allowed. Anyway, if you want to check that out, you should check it out. I think there's like a $3 tier or $5 tier or something like that, but it's really cool. It's been the most humbling thing about this channel is being able to check out that community And to see it going, like if I never did anything again, if I just fell off the face of the earth, that community just keeps going. It's awesome because like there's been a lot of really cool friendships that have come from that. There you go. If you can spare the extra cash, get the Ultras, a better value. There you go. What headphones are you using these days? John, I've got these I use for like live streams. These are the Meze 109 Pros. Pricey. I like them a lot. As far as open back affordable headphones, I think the Hifi HE400 SE are unbeatable. If you've got a little bit of, I've got them right up there. If you got a little bit of juice on tap, unbeatable, man, for $110. I'm not a big fan of dynamic driver headphones though. So if I'm listening for pleasure, it's always on, it is always on planar magnetic. Where's the other Mezes? Maybe they're in the living room. Meze sent out the really high-end, I think, Empyrean 2s. Listen to those. Those are awesome. Billy, my brother, can confirm the Zooms are good, interesting, and stimulating. Billy is from the UK. He's an awesome person. Great part of the community. We need to have some... we need to do things earlier so the folks that are east of here don't have to stay up all night. What is your upgrade path if you have SSCS5s? I'm currently looking at the ELAC Unify reference. Skip them. I love Andrew Jones. I love ELAC. The Unify reference, they don't have the top end. If you're into top end clarity and if you like the SSCS5s, you're not going to like the reference. And the Polk 200 as well as the Oberon 3. Love to hear what you think is a great next speaker. R200, I think, are going to have somewhat similar sonics to the SSCS5s, except just way bigger. Ton of bass and good speaker. Good speaker. I think I've got a pair around here. Oberon 3, I haven't heard them. I have only heard 2 Dolly speakers, both of which I purchased, the Spectre 1, Spectre 2s. Let me take that back. They sent me these wireless speakers and I couldn't get them to work, so I had to send them back. I like Dolly stuff. The R200s, though, would be the way I would go. Unify reference just didn't do it for me. And it was the top end. I think the Unify 2.0 has a better top end, and even the 2.0 seemed really, really flat for a long time. And then they kind of livened up after a while. But the Polk R200, I think, would probably be the a logical next step. Yeah. As they are nice, but have you had the pleasure to test the cheaper The Audio Ghost? Yes, I had the Ghosts. I thought they were okay. They were so good that I promptly gave them away. So that should tell you something. Like I have the Mezes that I keep, and then I gave away the Ghosts, which is another perk if you're a patron. So periodically, all the stuff that I'm tripping over goes to one of my patrons who has a shipping company. And on Discord, they do, I don't even know because I've never seen it happen. But on Discord, they go basically kind of, they just have some fun and they post stuff and like whoever responds to it the quickest ends up getting whatever's being given away. And like probably tens of thousands of dollars have flown through the Discord server. So that's another cool thing. Like I've got patrons who like are so far ahead on their Patreon memberships that as far as like getting free stuff or getting other stuff that they're doing all right. Question for you, Andy, fire away, brother or sister or tree, whatever you are. You probably should have put the question here. But I will definitely find you again. So just keep peppering me with the same question until I answer it. Havoc. Look at Darth Vader, all shiny. Andrew Robinson reviewed the Wiim amp. I noticed he used mostly big, full-size speakers like the Cornwall Force. Do you think that the Wiim amp should be used for smaller bookshelves than full-size speakers? Yeah, I think you should use it for whatever you want. I know it's rated at 60 watts into 8 ohms. It depends on you. I know when I listen to the Cornwall 3s, I've never listened to the Cornwall 4s. I felt like they were at their best when they had a ton of power on them, like solid state, big class AB stuff. So ultimately, it's up to you. If I've got $4,000 or $5,000 speakers, I'm probably pushing those with the big hefty class AB, something that's got some juice on it, like a nice Emotiva or something like that really hits hard. I think the Wiim amp lives as a soundbar replacement. I think the Wiim amp lives as kind of a second system, maybe in a different room or something like that, because you've got an HDMI on the back. You've got a brilliant streamer, so very minimal system. Personally, if I had the Cornwalls, I wouldn't be pairing the Wiim amp with it. But I've had probably a dozen different speakers on the Wiim amp, not Cornwalls, not big speakers. They've been in the office here, and I think it does a great job on all the stuff that I've put on it. Not to mention that you have a 10-band EQ, or you have even a parametric EQ in there. So depending upon what your speaker, what the sonics are, you really can tailor it to sound exactly how you want it to sound. So yeah, and I think if you don't listen at levels above 85 dB, I think it's going to be just fine. So yeah. Simon, I did get the Karinas and was underwhelmed by them. I have recently hooked them up again at ear height and giving them another chance. Oh, very cool. There was something at the Florida show, and Havoc, thank you so much for the $20. Yeah. I would there's no hard and fast rule that you should if you have $1,000 speakers, you should have them on a $1,000 amp, right? No hard and fast rule about that at all. But I think if you have an all-in-one small streamer, Class D streamer, I probably wouldn't put huge speakers on it. On paper, though, Cornwalls are super efficient. They should work just fine. But I would pair up the Wiim with something around the $500 to $1,000 level, because it has the 3255 amp chipset in it. But for instance, so this is the ZA3, right? Okay, ZA3, same amp chipset, right? With this though, you have a much bigger power supply at 48 volts, 5 amps. You have a lot better cooling on this, right? So you're going to get a lot more performance out of the ZA3 than you are out of the Wiim amp, simply due to design and stuff. 3255 is a great natural sounding amp chip though. So yeah, I just think people should, have reasonable expectations of stuff for sure. Tidal is collapsing its pricing tiers in April. When you say collapsing, are you mean combining or going cheaper? Edric, I haven't seen you over on a Zoom recently. I'd love to see you again. Hit that like before you go. There you go. Love my R100s. Guess at the door. Got to fly, guys. I have a great rest. Oh, great rest of your day. Man, what do you think of DefTech? I have DefTech surrounds upstairs. I think their regular speakers are ridiculously overpriced for what they are. The only reason I bought them is because they were small and I knew I was going to use them as rear surrounds. Aluminum tweeter, I think they're pretty shouty in the upper mid-range. But to be fair, I haven't listened to a bunch of them. So yeah. All right. Sorry, I'm going to have to skip down. Going cheaper by one. All right. Tidal, that is. Veteran Hi-Fi. Going cheaper by one. Okay. All right. Here we go. I got it. Yep. Combining around the $11 per month tier. Well, it makes sense now that they're not having to pay the silly MQA licensing fees. Like, what a racket that was. I think it's hilarious that Tidal is just like, I don't think we're going to do MQA anymore. Let's just do FLAC. And then I think it's funny. Good for Tidal. I like Tidal. I've been using Tidal a ton. Any more surround speaker suggestions? Yeah, RSL makes some really good ones. I don't remember the exact model name, but little tiny. You mount them to the wall. I think they're great. What else would I use for surrounds? Trying to think. Because with surrounds, I like there to be a little bit of pop in the upper mid-range, and top end. So those DevTechs are good. The RSLs are pretty linear, but they have really good mid-range. So the mid-range is, I wouldn't say elevated, but it's, most speakers have a bit of a dip in the mid-range. So to have like a flat mid-range, it actually sounds elevated. So I think the RSLs are great. Sony SSCS5s, if you have the room for them. Luckily, I've got some pretty decent, like expensive surrounds right now, just because, you know, folks have let me hang on to things for a while. So I've got some, what do I have? Surrounds. I still have the DevTechs, but then on the sides, I have some Q acoustics, the step up from the 5000 series. They're awesome. Yeah, Yamo's good. So you have the S801s, which for whatever reason, that hi-fi kit, that 5-piece kit, has really gone up in price. So I wouldn't buy it at all. But the 801s, they literally a throwaway speaker, but if you just put them one place and don't move them, they're great. So the 801s are pretty good. 803s, not 801s. Yeah, 801s and 803s, both pretty good. Average Audio. Love the videos and thank you. Thank you, the Average Audio. You're awesome. All right, I gotta get a drink. Billy, I quit Tidal for Qobuz over MQA. Very strange what happened with that. It is strange. You know what's even stranger is I think Lenbrook bought MQA. So, like, I don't know what they're planning on doing with it. But anyway. Any Rex for IEMs in the $300 to $500 range? That's a little bit too rich for my blood. So I have little to no experience in that range. I had some IE 100s or something like that from Sennheiser. They were okay. A little bit warm for me. They're pretty good. And the thing with the IEMs, at least for me, is you can get really, really good ones for not a lot of money. And so I just don't have any recommendations for $300 to $500 at all. Is there an SSCS5 alternative for Europe? It costs about $200 to ship them here from the US, and the next cheapest option is $270. I think you guys can get Acoustic Energy over there, like really cheap. And I think Acoustic Energy is better than the SSCS5. So I think you can get Acoustic Energy. What else can you get over there? I think you can get Yamo, not Yamo. Why am I blanking? Q Acoustics. I think you can get cheap over there too. So I'd look at Q Acoustics or Acoustic Energy. Yeah. Got Q Acoustics 5020 for $499. Best speakers I've ever had. There you go. They sound so natural. Couldn't have summed it up any better than that. They sound natural. Yep. I'm a DAC believer. MQA is used a lot in Asia. There you go. Scott, that's a very serious profile picture you have. I'm intimidated. I feel like I've done something wrong when I look at your profile picture. Like that's like the disapproving look of my father looking back at me. If my father was super cool and had long hair and a goatee. It's very intimidating. Yamo Kit isn't worth it. SSC S5s sound better, bigger, wider. Yeah, I can't disagree. When it's 200 or no, how much was it? It came out to when it was $150 for that kit. I mean, come on. Like, yeah, it's worth it then, but like at $400, no. PSB also very good. Although I think they discontinued my favorite speaker, the Imagine XB. Love that speaker. That was overpriced for what it was. But at the end, they were kind of clearancing them out for about $400. Definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. Dude, $20. Thank you for answering my question, Cheap Honey Man. I bought the Wiim amp and a pair of KEF Q150s yesterday because of your video. I love the videos. Keep on rocking. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And, thank you again for the very generous super chat. I think that's going to be a great combination. I love the Q150s. Frankly, I think it's KEF's best speaker. At least like on the affordable, like less than $1,000. I think the Q150, absolutely the best speaker. At least it's my favorite speaker. And look at that. I mean, what do you got? You got, if you spend $350 on the KEFs, you spent $300 on the amp. You have a heck of a system for $650. You can high pass filter it and take even more off of the amp. Put a subwoofer on there. Buy yourself a nice RSL subwoofer, or get yourself an SVS, or if you are on a tight budget, get a PSW 10 from Polk for like well under $1,000. You got a great system. Wiim Ultra, is it true or a myth? What is it? I can neither confirm nor deny anything about the Wiim Ultra. Apple dongle versus SU1. SU1. I am a huge SU1 user. Like, it's literally right here. The SU1 is always within arm's reach for all of my videos because I use it so often. So if you're plugging IEMs into your phone and going on the run, absolutely. Dongle DAC. Apple dongle DAC for $8. If you're doing any type of like listening from a 2-channel system, dedicated, SU1 all day long. One of the best deals in audio. Best KEF speaker is the Coda 3. I still have a pair over 40 years old, I think. You've gotten your money's worth out of that one. Is the DIY CSS Triton better than the rest? I don't know. I've never heard the Triton. I've heard the Crichton. I like the Crichton. CSS audio is a little bit oomphy on the bottom. Like, I like punch on the bottom, don't get me wrong, but I like sparkle on the top. Like, the way that they have their speakers voiced, I love the guys over at CSS Audio. Actually, one of the owners was a sub-nuke guy. So, was on a submarine service like I was. I wish they were a little bit spicier on the top. Spicier. And I think you can. I mean, especially with kits, like you can just kind of switch out the resistor on the tweeter circuit, get a little bit lift on it. But yeah, I've never heard the Tritons. I've actually got the Tory floor standers in right now. They're in the living room. I need to do a review on those. Video. Rumor is Lenbrook will put MQA into Blue OS. I wouldn't be surprised if Lenbrook came out with their own streaming service or bought one of the streaming services and then put MQA into that streaming service and licensed it back. That's just my conspiratorial thinking, though. Like, Lenbrook buys Qobuz, and now all of a sudden Qobuz has MQA on it, or something like that. It'll be interesting. Have you heard Skitch slash the prices of their amps on clearance? No, I didn't. Run on over. Check it out. Do you think the KEF Q150 or Q350 would be a good match with the Cambridge Audio AX835 you reviewed recently? I would go with the 350 if you're going to go with the AX835. Not because it's better, but because the AX835 is a very rich sounding amp, and the Q350, interestingly enough, leans more lean than the Q150. And if you look at the specs, the Q150, I believe, has a 5.25-inch woofer, and the Q350, I believe, has a 6 or 6.5-inch woofer. The Q150 is actually rated lower, so it has a low frequency roll off. So I think the richness of the AX835 is going to pair better with the Q350 than the Q150. And that's all I have to say about that. Although the 150 still, to me, my favorite speaker. And you know what? I think I'm going to buy a pair. Can you explain the difference between class A, B, and D amps and why I'd want to pay for AB? Okay, so I'm not very good at this. So class AB is less efficient than class D, but class D is based around chips. Some class ABs can have a chip bias, but class AB basically bigger. I wish I was better at explaining this. Why do you want to pay for it class AB? Painting with broad strokes because it sounds way better. Way better. But you asked the question. Why you'd want to pay the difference between class AB and D amps? Class AB sounds way better, has better current, sounds more natural. Yeah. Class D amps have gotten better, but they still don't have, I'll put it to you this way. Class AB has been around for 50 years, right? People have kind of perfected that technology, and economies of scale have come down. So you can get capacitors, transistors, resistors, better quality ones, cheaper. So actually you can get like a really nice, I think Monolith has like a $400 class AB straight up amplifier. It's like $400 or $500, right? Here's another conspiratorial thing. Class D is only gaining popularity because it's cheaper to ship. Let's think about that. So, linear power supplies, right? Heavy. Toroidal transformers, heavy, right? Class AB, heavier, larger. Okay. Class D, smaller, lighter. Okay. So we've seen kind of a move towards Class D. However, I think it was the Marantz Model 30. Okay. And I think there's a new Model 30. Anyway, the first one that came out was Class D. And the next one that came out, they switched back to Class AB. So, yeah. Better. Sounds better. Painting with broad strokes. There's a lot of Class AB amps that I don't like. There's a lot of Class D amps that I do like. I'll put it to you this way. I would rather have a Fozzy Audio ZA3 for $150 over an Iota VX, which is Class AB. I thought the Iota VX was, so shrill. Whereas I think the ZA3 sounds better. So it just depends. It depends on, what product you're talking about. AB has more analog fidelity. Class D is also 96% efficient for power. Yeah, I mean, you're going to throw off, like, Class A throws off a lot of heat too. Like, I mean, if we're worried about how much power our power amplifier is consuming, then we probably shouldn't be interested in Hifi, right? Like, the Class D is more efficient, but why are we worrying about efficiency? Is it because of the cost of power? Is it just because we want to be responsible from a climate standpoint? I don't know. It's up to you. But like, personally for me, all the amps that I've loved that aren't super affordable have been Class AB amps. So that's my take on it. That's my opinion. You could have a different one. Doesn't mean you're wrong. Doesn't mean I'm right. Onkyo TX SR 393 at Costco, $279. What do you think? Let me look it up. SR 393. Onkyo SR 393 Costco. There we go. That's best deals. Let's go back here. Best choice. All right. What do we got here? ARC 5.2. Anyway, yeah, it's fine. I mean, don't expect it to be like the be all end all, but for less than $300 for a brand new receiver, if you want to watch movies and like TV on it, I think it's going to do a good job. Music wise, if you're going to run like dual duty, I would save up and get something from Marantz. Marantz to me has the best sound when it comes to music. You can also look at the Pioneer, and Pioneer and Onkyo are basically the same company now. They're owned by the Vox Group. And what's interesting is Onkyo actually went out of business, but Vox licensed basically the name, I think. Or they bought the receiver group. Maybe they bought some engineers or something like that along with the sale. So when you go up on the scale with Pioneer and Onkyo, it gets a little bit better. But if you're wanting music, I'd look at something from Marantz. I didn't say Denon, I said Marantz. For home theater, TV, perfect. Onkyo's great. I've owned a bunch of them. And for under $300, it's easy. You got probably a good room setup wizard. You can do that. There you go. All good. $300 is a steal. Class AB is 2 times more powerful. Are we still talking about that? Yes. Onkyo got bought. Onkyo went out of business. The Onkyo receiver group got bought by Vox. At that point, I think Onkyo was just like selling off whatever they could. So yeah, Onkyo receiver units and the name got purchased by Vox, which is the Klipsch group. Which owns the Klipsch group. No, yes, that's right. So the Klipsch group, which is within Vox, bought Onkyo and Pioneer, basically. There you go. Will I notice a difference if I upgrade to a $200 to $300 DAC for my Yamaha S801 internal ESS Saber? It depends on the DAC. So that's the question right there, because not all that's the thing that I wish people would. People equate quality and fidelity with the price. And I hope I'm not guilty of it. I don't think I've ever been. But if you've got $200 or $300 for a DAC, you need to go buy a Gishelli Labs J2 AKM 4493 and then save up a little bit more money and put some Sparkos op amps in it. And at that point, you are absolutely, without a doubt, going to hear a significant improvement over the internal Saber. Actually, I'm putting a video out, probably not tomorrow, the next day, because I'm still editing and putting some finishing touches on it, where I talk about this very thing with the 801. S801, incredible. To level it up, though, don't just get any $200 or $300 DAC. Get the J2 from Gishelli Labs. And then get the Sparkos op amps on the RCA, because you're not going to be using the balanced into the A01 because it's only single ended. And then you're really going to level that thing up. It's already great to begin with, better than it really has any business being at $350. But yeah. All right. Did I miss any super chats? Because I'm about ready to call this one a day. I've got kids to pick up. I got videos to film. I've got videos to edit. I've got a house to clean. I've got to shave my face. All sorts of stuff. Thanks for hanging out with me on, Tuesday? Thanks for hanging out with me on a Tuesday. It's great. Thank you for all the super chats. Awesome. You guys are awesome. Hold on. We got something about Gishelli Labs. Couldn't hear much difference. Perhaps my speaker upgrade from Emotiva B1 Plus would be necessary to maximize clarity. Motu M4 DAC. I'm not familiar with that one. I don't know that one. For me, when you put the Sparkos in, like the soundstage is the biggest improvement for sure. A SO3 on sale at Adorama right now for $80 new. Can we trust Adorama? Yeah, Adorama is a good outfit. It's Adorama is a camera store, and make sure they're new, because Adorama at one time was handling returns and refurbs for Yamo. So yeah, just make sure that they're actually new. And the 803 is pretty much an $80 speaker. So yeah, that's a good speaker, but it lacks a lot of mid-range clarity. But you can absolutely 100% trust Adorama. They've been around for a long time. I've bought a lot of camera stuff from them. All right, y'all. Have a great rest of your week. Make sure to check out the videos. I think I'm going to have two videos probably come out the rest of the week. All right. Love y'all. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.